Mikel Merino scored the winner against Portugal, then the winner against Belgium, both as a substitute and both in the final minutes of the game. He has 2 goals and 0 starts in this World Cup. Spain are in the semi-final and the super sub is becoming their secret weapon. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Foot and Review World Cup Daily, episode 39. Day 29 is done. Spain are in the semi-finals. I'm Shaq, joined here today by John. Gaffer, how you doing?
Hello, my friend. All good here, and you?
Excellent. I've had a really fun day at Brewdog the Brewery, so looking forward to this one. Well, let's just sum up yesterday. So Belgium lost Tielemans in the warm-up, then Courtois in the second half, then Merino came off the bench, Lamine spilled a shot. Sad to see, and it was over. Belgium are out. Spain face France on Tuesday in Dallas. 2 of the best teams of the tournament. Let's get into it. Before we get into it, John, Merino, 2 goals, 0 starts. Is he the most impactful player of the World Cup so far?
No, I think Lukaku on the other side was actually more impactful. Mm-hmm. He scored every time he got subbed in, I think, so far as well.
Yeah, but Merino has literally pulled Spain through into 2 stages of the World Cup. And
yeah,
the semi-finals even.
Against the US as well.
True.
Before that. So, no, I think Lukaku has had the most impact from the bench so far. But of course, Mourinho's performance can't be underestimated.
Can't be underestimated.
But you said like super subs from Spain. They had Pedro on the bench yesterday. I mean, I could make a superstar. I could manage as a coach if I had that bench.
Yeah, true. Right, let's get into game 1 in full detail. Spain 2, Belgium 1. Belgium started off without their captain, Tielemans, who was injured in warm-up, which is sad to see. Spain dominated from the start, but had to wait till the 30th minute when Fabián Ruiz converted a rebound after Courtois saved an initial shot. Belgium equalized in the 41st minute through Charles de Ketelaere to make it 1-1 at halftime. I'm really happy for this kid because he's just come back and he's just proved that he can actually do it at the biggest stage. In the second half, Courtois went off injured. It was really sad to see him cry and get off, and he was replaced by the backup Lamine, who I absolutely adore from Manchester United. But Spain dominated 16 shots to Belgium's 5. Then in the 88th minute, Kubasi's shot, which was like a centre-back taking a pot shot, Lamine spilled it, and Merino on the pitch in under 2 minutes tapped home the winner. Spain 2, Belgium 1. Semi-finals next. France up against Spain in Dallas on Tuesday. John, how was the game for you?
It was a really good game. It was more exciting than I expected. Because after 20 minutes, I was like, okay, this is waiting for Spain to score and then it's game over. I don't see how they can cope it. But I also said Belgium is positioned pretty well. And they do get some room for counters because Spain was pretty sloppy to start off with. Well, and they conceded and then they scored again. So first time they shot on target, the Belgium hit, right? So, and actually they rattled the Spaniards for a good 10-15 minutes after that. Because I think after that for 10-15 minutes, Belgium was actually the better team. So I applaud them for fighting that hard. I think they put up a fight. Tactically was very strong. I know the manager had some complaints this tournament so far, but I think this was really strong. They fought for every single possession, every single ball. This match was really enjoyable for me. It's just a shame that I saw. Maybe we'll talk about it later, but Yamal isn't in form yet, right? But the thing is, Spain is trying really hard to get him in form. So everything goes on the right side. Get given the ball, see if they can. And he's so hunting for that goal that it starts to look a little bit sad, if that makes sense. And very predictable in defense. Because the one time, like once they open on the left side, they get space. On the right side, they just double covered Yamal. Everything went, not a single, I don't think he'd made one dribble past anyone yesterday. So, yeah, it's, I applaud Belgium for that. I think they put up a good fight. And to be fair, yes, the goalkeeper fumbled. Yes, it was a big mistake, right? Unfortunate. But Belgium was already on the back foot. Lots of injuries, lots of cramps. Don't forget, De Bruyne was already on one leg, basically. Goalkeeper injured, Tielemans out. They substituted Lukaku in at the 60th minute, which was a surprising substitution to put more pressure on Spain, actually. So I applaud them that for as well. But there's nothing left. So what happens if you get into extra time? You probably still get swamped, right? So the way it happened is unfortunate. I don't think they made it until penalties.
Yeah. Oh, look, I think from a neutral perspective, Belgium actually came as far as they possibly could. I think this is one step too far. I wouldn't say they overachieved. I wouldn't say they underachieved. I think they achieved. They were on par with what they probably could have done. And as you said, some of the things that you mentioned, Tielemans going out, Courtois going out, Onana having an injury and being on on the sidelines, and Kevin De Bruyne having to start consistently. There's a lot of things in this team that just in another tournament, it probably could have clicked and done a little bit better, maybe another round. But losing to Spain is no shame. But on the other hand, Spain, I don't think the Spain is actually on. We've not seen the Spain in full tilt yet, but they've comfortably moved across to the semifinals. And this is the only third time. I mean, Spain, we always think about Spain being this amazing team that is always on the top echelons, but this is the third time that Spain's reached a semifinal of a World Cup. The other two
I remember
times,
instinctively.
so it's not very often. So I think we discount this Spain squad and just think, oh yeah, Spain's meant to be there. It's a pretty big achievement for Spain to be in the semifinals. Although, but I do feel we haven't seen the best of Spain. That's another thing that's really Spain. I find a very confusing team because there's a lot in the tank, but also on the face of it, yesterday there isn't much in the tank as well. They can't keep having these performances over and over again where a last-minute goal sees them through.
They are so good at the ball that they don't need much defense. But by yesterday showed that if they get a little bit sloppy or they get pressured in the midfield, their defense isn't all that good, unfortunately. I mean, Laporte had a great action like in the last minutes, right? But the fact you have Laporte as your best defender is sort of stating something there, I think.
He did have an amazing stop yesterday.
Yeah.
During the game. A great stop. I think it was wonderful. I think had Belgium scored there, it would have been a completely different outcome to that game. At least not an outcome. The game would have been a lot more exciting. But yeah, he was just he was on fire there.
No, true. But I think this Spain has some weak spots. I don't think France, we'll talk about that, but I don't think France have any weak spots. But you saw yesterday, if you can sort of pressure them in midfield into making some mistakes on the passing, and they were really sloppy as well. They weren't on the best day yesterday as well. Then it can be punished, I think. And that's what Belgium showed. Because this Belgium isn't an exciting team to watch, but it's a stable team. And it's, in the end, I think Spain deserved to win. Spain did not impress me as much as they did before, to be fair. And I think Belgium put up a really good fight. I mean, in the end, Spain in our semis is well-deserved. And they usually do really well in Euros, right? They won 3 Euros in like the last 16 years, I think. But they don't really do well in World Cups usually, because often actually they don't even make it past the quarterfinal, if they make the quarterfinal at all. So I don't know what that is, but it's interesting, the statistics. So for them, being this far is already really good. And I think, like you said, it's one of the 2 best teams in this tournament.
100% agree. I think we'll discuss that clash in greater detail towards the end of this show. But for now, Spain are through, France are through, and Tuesday is when they meet each other. 2 more quarterfinals today that we can cover tomorrow's show, which will be Norway versus England in Miami and Argentina versus Switzerland in Kansas City. We'll get those to preview in this show as well. But before we do that, this is your Foot and Review hydration break. The semifinals are almost set, and we're here for every single day. Support us at buymeacoffee.com/footandreview. Jump in and join us on Instagram at Foot and Review and TikTok at Foot and Review Podcast. So we look forward to seeing you there. And all you have to do is on your podcasting app, just give it a 5-star review or a rating, and we'd be extremely thankful. Right, we're back in 3, 2, 1. Right, listeners, we have this regular segment in our show, which is the bottler, the baller, and the drama. The baller of the day has to be none other than Mikel Merino. 2 games, as I said, 2 substitute appearances, 2 winning goals in the final minutes, 0 starts. This is Mikel Merino's story in the 2026 World Cup, and it's a remarkable contribution of an individual in a tournament history, especially coming on as a sub. And I think Merino has had a really checkered 2026, where I don't think he's played a game since early Feb or January. I can't remember when. He hasn't played a game for a long period of time in 2026, and to come on in a World Cup and score in the round of 16 and the quarterfinal, big biggies for him. He's the baller of today. Anything about Mikel Merino, John?
No, I applaud him for his performances, but I do want to highlight one player quickly, not baller, but Fabián Ruiz.
Oh yeah,
who started instead of Pedro, which of course is like a big thing. Pedri, sorry.
Pedri, yeah.
He scored first goal, celebrated
Yeah.
pregnancy, but he played one heck of a match, man.
Yeah.
Like if you brought in for Pedri, who's arguably one of the best talents Spain is bringing up forward, right? Is one of the best midfielders as well.
Yeah.
You've got a performance, you score right away as well. And I don't think, like I said, Spain was sloppy. He wasn't sloppy. I stopped counting, but I don't think he missed past one single pass.
Yeah.
So I have to give him kudos as well. Of course, the impact's a little bit harder when Merino comes in and scores that goal. But still, really nice to see him play.
Yeah, no, that's completely fair enough. It was good. It was a good, well taken goal as well. We'll talk about in the next in line. We have. I hate doing this, but the bottle of today, unfortunately, has to be my favorite current goalkeeper in the world, Lamine. Did not expect to play yesterday. Thibaut Courtois, one of the greatest goalkeepers in the world. Belgium's number one got injured, and Lamine had to come on with very little warm up, I must add. For large stretches of the second half, Lamine was actually fine. Spain dominated but could not score. Then in the 88th minute, Pau Kubasi drove a shot at goal, really just a pot shot. And it didn't look particularly powerful or well placed. And Lamine's got two hands on it, spilled it out straight to Mikel Merino, who had been on the pitch for under 2 minutes. Merino did not miss. The one thing I want to point out, John, it happened in the first goal as well, which we're not discussing too much. And the same thing in the second goal, where the Belgium defense, no one even reacted. Like they just stood still. Same thing happened in both the goals, in my opinion. But yeah, this was a spill. The first goal was deflection. Not a deflection. It was more like a goalkeeper parried it out.
Chris said it was actually Courtois' mistake by not pushing the ball outside, but pushing the ball back into danger. So,
yeah, come on, Chris. That's right. Your thoughts as a professional goalkeeper of yesteryear. Can you give us your take on this particular thing that's happened?
No, I think the first goal, I think it was already a very good save. Like Courtois is huge. Just he's a large man, right? And what you see with him, his technique is so good that if the ball comes low, even close to his body, he doesn't go out with his feet. He goes down with his hands, which is remarkable, which is why he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. The other one that does this is Donnarumma, for example. But he had the ball that was already good saved. And yes, it put it back into danger. But many goalkeepers wouldn't even save the first one at all. So I found that a little bit harsh, saying it was a mistake for Courtois, especially when you saw a save in the second half where they shot on target and he also pushed the ball away, but he pushed it almost to the halfway of the pitch that far. Yeah. So I think usually that's very good, and this was just a little bit of unlucky. Like, yes, remind me the goalkeeper's name. Sorry, I forgot the new one.
Lamine,
who came in. He's a talent. He's in Manchester United. He's a great goalkeeper. Came in. Yes, he fumbled the ball. Yes, that makes him the bottler of the day, without a doubt. Yes, that's very harsh, but that's life of a goalkeeper, unfortunately, right? If he saves a penalty in extra time, he would be the hero. Now he's the bottler. Yeah, it's just what happens. But there is something that stood out there to me, like you said, is if you look at all Argentina's goals, for example, and most of Spain's goals, that's why Merino can score as well, they shoot, but they're not waiting to see what happens. They shoot and they start running after that ball. So if something happens, they will be there. And if you look at the defense of Belgium, whenever they got a shot on goal, the ball past the defenders, they turn around to see what happens. And I think that is a big difference between one, a very good defense and a decent defense. I think Mechelen, for example, is a pretty good defender, but he's not like top tier.
Yeah.
And I think if you look at the top teams, they shoot and they start chasing the ball, unless you're France, because you know it's going to go in anyways. But if you see Messi's goals, the volley he made last week, some of the rebounds, they're mostly rebounds because they shoot, they run after the ball. Yeah. Something happens, they're there again to take it in as well. If you look at Martinez during the Serie A, most of the shots are there. Takes shots, runs after it. Oh, rebound, then it's mine as well. Goodbye. And I think I can't really understand why it's something we have to point out, where if there's the whole team of analysts, they just have to say, look at the goals Merino scores. Right? Usually this as well. It's a rebound. He's there as the only one. Well, there are two actually now there. I think it's unlucky. Yes, it was a mistake. Also not sure if it could have been avoided if the defenders were a little bit smarter about it.
Completely agree. I think it could have been avoided, but it is what it is. And for that, unfortunately, my good friend Senator Lamins, we have to say that that's the bottle of today.
Spoke to a
Moving
friend.
on.
Spoke
Sorry.
to a friend in Belgium this morning, and I said,
Yep.
like, what do you think? There's going to be set against Lammers, and he's like, oh, half of the team will just pat him on the back, says it happens, mate, and just give him a hug. And what about the other half of the team? Well, they haven't said anything, and I won't speak to him for a while either. So I think, there's two ways of looking at this. But it's undoubtedly a mistake, unfortunately.
It happens. It's a very pressure cooker situation, and also
and it stands out in the tournament where goalkeepers have been really good. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, moving on to the drama of today, and it's just the confirmation of probably the best on paper game and a semi-final worthy fixture of Spain versus France being confirmed is exciting. It's really exciting for this to be in as a semi-final. France has won every single game this World Cup without needing extra time. 6 wins, 13 goals scored, 2 conceded, one of which was a penalty. Mbappe on 8 goals this tournament, and Dembele on 5. Olise everywhere. They are the tournament machine. Spain have not lost in regular time in 35 matches. They have a perfect defense till yesterday. Yamal and Oyarzabal in devastating form, apart from yesterday. Rodri and Pedri have been controlling up till yesterday. Obviously, Pedri didn't start. And the substitute called Merino, who appears to be undroppable because he never misses from coming on the bench this tournament. And lastly, what we can look forward to is Mbappe versus Yamal, 27-year-old versus 18-year-old. The man chasing the all-time World Cup scoring record against a man who may end up breaking it in 15 years. The two best teams at this World Cup in one semi-final. That is the drama for today. Are you looking forward to this game, John? And also, secondly, who do you think goes through to the final?
Oh, am I looking forward to it? Yes, definitely. Finally, we're getting these matches in. I've said it before, this tournament has one round too much and a couple teams too much. So most of the matches are one-sided. This could be one that's not. It can go either way. I do think if you look at the chances, I think it will be 55% for France and 45% for Spain, probably. I'd say the big difference is that Yamal is not in form and the left side has been pretty much non-existent. Although Nico Williams got subbed in yesterday. And if Yamal and Williams both are getting a little bit more fitter, then those are actually weapons you could use against France. So I think it kind of depends on them. But to be fair, I've seen France I mean, I'm usually not even a fan of this France team and Deschamps because they played very defensive football. Now look at this. This team is now playing 6 at the back, and there's 4 in the front. Where just you 6 just play in service of these 4, make sure they can score. All good. What happens if a new manager comes in after Deschamps leave? And suddenly all 11 players can start playing football. Like Spain does. Like that's either a fairy tale or a horror movie, depends if you're playing against them, right? So, I think I'm looking forward to it. I think France will get this also because I don't rate Spain's defense that high, if I'm quite honest. And I think they have to lean back much. They can't hold the ball against France. And there's 2 ways of going in it. And this might be it. One, we'll see the old France team coming back from the earlier years, where they will just lean back and rely on counters, which could very much happen if Spain just has the ball, controls the game, and then you get a counter and you goal score. I think they could do that, and Deschamps has a tendency of doing that. Let's put it like this. I think this tournament has proven anyone that adapts to its opponents too much, Netherlands, Germany, Argentina once. We saw, name one. There was another one. Morocco this week.
Yes.
You adapt too much. You're not playing your own game. You have to be the time is too slow, too short time to adapt. So I think if France goes back to their old style and Spain gets the ball in, Spain might actually win it because of that, right? If France says, you know what, we are enjoying ourselves so far, and actually just get that 6-man defense in and make sure those 4 players get the ball and just go at it, I doubt Spain will have much of a chance. But I think that's the critical point. So if we'll see a setup with more defenders with France, I think Spain might net it. And if you see a setup with more, like the regulars as we see now, I think France will get it. In the end, it's two amazing teams, two amazing top tier players we'll see. Not only Yamal, but I mean, Braidry, Ozybial, the goalkeepers are terrific from both teams. It's just insane. Yeah, I can't wait.
Completely agree with you. Completely agree. It's going to be an insane game. And I completely echo what you said. And I think France will just be a little too strong for Spain. And the only way Spain can get through is if they have their master plan of holding the ball and scoring in the right places and holding the ball. If that works for 90 minutes, which I highly doubt, I think France are the favorites, and rightly so. Rightly so. We'll discuss this game in more detail when it comes closer to the final dates. But let's quickly preview some of the games that are coming up in less than 24 hours, less than 12 hours, in fact. Norway versus England. So Norway are in their first ever World Cup quarterfinal. England returned to the last 8 for the 11th time. This is Haaland versus Kane. 7 goals versus 6 goals. The Golden Boot race within the Golden Boot race. England are without Kwanzaa, who picks up a 2-match ban, weirdly. Gahey and James are doubts with hamstring issues. Henderson is ruled out for the rest of the tournament with a broken wrist. Haaland knocked Brazil out with 2 goals in the final 11 minutes. Bellingham scored twice in 3 minutes at the Azteca. If this game has one thing, it has goals from these two men who will be central to everything. Don't you think, John?
Yes, I just want to come back to the Henderson story because that's one, in 30 years when we're a really old man and like having our get-togethers and sitting at the campfires. This is one of those stories which player was celebrating a victory, has not played a single minute in this tournament, made a fall over the advertisement signs and broke his wrist. Sorry.
That's right. To his luck, Henderson actually has played a few minutes this tournament.
Oh, he did.
But the trivia question will be: which player did not feature in a single minute in a particular game, received a yellow card, and was injured and off? That would be Henderson. This could be a pub trivia that I can see that's happening. It's really pathetic. This game, John, I think one of the biggest things that really England's problem section will be the right back, and I think having the issues that they have with Kwanzaa, Gahey, James, all not available to play in the right back position. I think they will have some issues unless Jet Spence can be trusted for the entire game, and that will probably be the weak section for England. And you have Nusa and the likes from Norway who could probably exploit that particular area. Your thoughts on this game?
I want to look forward to, except for the horrible timing on that match for most of the world.
Is it? What time is it for you?
11 p.m.
Well, that's not horrible timing. That's decent timing. What are you talking about?
Yesterday we started at 9 and 8. That was a little bit better. Portugal was at 6 this week. I mean, that's much easier. But the other match we're talking about, it's going to be much harder because that's 3 a.m.
Perfect for me.
Yeah, I know. And I applaud you for it. I might have to watch it tomorrow morning. But seriously, I think this, I like, honestly, England has the better team. I think Nusa versus a non-existing right back could be critical. Haaland will definitely score because I have said this before, and I don't mean any disrespect by it, but I don't think I rate the defense from England that good. So far, they have not been good at this tournament at all. No. And the defense. And then you play Haaland and Nusa. They'll get a goal in, at least one, right? I think that's very safe to say. But then on the other side, Norway doesn't have the best defenders either, so it can go. And Kane has proven to be top form as well. So this is going to be, I think, this is going to be a football fight. I think this is not much to do with tactics because I don't think there's too much. I think England will have just a little bit too much quality to lose this. Although the goalkeeper from Norway, Nyland, I think.
Yep, that's it, Nyland.
Has been absolutely terrific World Cup so far. If he can keep up that form, that might hold off some pressure. But if England scores early, I think this could be a good go-through for England. And to be fair, like the quality is there, they should be able to have it. But Norway has been proven a fighting machine. Plus, the crowd absolutely loves them. Have you Googled? Have you Googled Haaland already?
Erling, you Google Erling and the rowing thing happens, yes.
You should, if you not know what we're talking about, just open up your browser, go to Google, type in Haaland, press enter, and just laugh. I think it's amazing. Czech is doing that right now. I think it is.
It is really good. It is really good. I did it yesterday on my phone. It's very cute. It's really cute.
Go check that out while it's still alive. It's amazing. No, I think they have momentum. The whole world is growing around. Everyone loves Haaland, but I think England should have the quality to take this.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think they will get through this. But more than getting through, they have the quality. Whether they get through, it all depends on the game. I think this game is going to be in the middle of the day, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So it's going to be a hot atmosphere, high humidity in Miami, if I'm not mistaken. High humidity, high temperatures. It's 5 p.m. I don't know if it's going to be a congenial game for both the teams, both European teams, both cold temperature teams.
I did check their head-to-head stats, though.
Mm-hmm.
2 wins for Norway, 1 win from England, and 4 draws so far.
Oof.
So actually, Norway has the advantage if you look at stats.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting, this game. I think it's, as you said, England. I completely agree. England has a better squad, but Haaland is a one-man machine, as he showed against Brazil. So it'll be interesting to see. I still think England will go through, and rightly so. So we'll see what our predictions look like at the end of tomorrow. Next, the other game we have quickly to discuss is Argentina-Switzerland. Argentina came back from a 2-0 deficit against Egypt in 11 minutes. Switzerland beat Colombia on penalties after 120 goalless minutes. On paper, this is a mismatch. Argentina are the defending champions with Messi, Lautaro Alvarez, and Switzerland have never beaten Argentina in 7 attempts. Switzerland have never reached a World Cup semi-final, but Switzerland have also not trailed at any point this entire tournament, including qualifiers. And Argentina have been unconvincing in the knockouts. Twice in a row, they've actually come out and scored some wonder goals and come back and beat the opposition that they had. They can't keep doing that, can they? What do you think, John? Do you think Argentina can keep riding on their luck and expecting things to happen?
Well, it's not only luck, but let's not go there. Now, if you play Argentina, you're playing a team of 13 people, right? You're playing a stadium, because you can say about Argentina what you want.
Yep.
But they bring in so many fans. Like even in Qatar, when there was like 5,000 Dutch people running around, there were 70,000 Argentinians coming to Qatar. That's insane. And same in the US now. Gotta applaud them for that. I know I've been a little bit critical about Argentina, but those fans coming to every single match, going to the stadiums, going to the cities, hats off, brilliant. So they've got that advantage for sure, especially against Switzerland, right?
Yeah.
I think you also have to admit that they have not got any calls against them from referees so far.
Yeah.
That's not helpful. But this Swiss team is not to be underestimated because they are super stable. Yes, Swiss is playing like Swiss is known for, right? They play like neutral football. They are very much non-emotional. But they got Vargas, who was injured last match, but came back, scored the penalty. You can attack all you want. You can put all the frustrations in. They don't care. They don't get tilted. They don't get carried away. They play their stable football. Yes, it's extremely boring to watch. I got to admit that as well. But like you said, they don't concede much, if any. They actually don't drill. You said that as well, right? They haven't drilled yet so far. Good luck beating them, I'd say. And if they can hang on, Argentina is their own worst enemy. We've seen that now 2 times in a row against Cabo Verde and, of course, last match. And well, then we have to see what happens. But, of course, I think Argentina should win this. They've got a clear path into the semi so far. But they have been, if I'm going to be honest, utterly disappointing so far because the last 2 matches should be easy wins as well, and they haven't done that either. So,
yeah, exactly. So, who do you call quickly? Who do you call going to the semi-final from this game?
I should say Swiss, right? Just because that makes for good clicks on socials.
Sure.
Now, of course, Argentina is going to win.
Argentina. Yeah, I'm with you there. So, listeners, the way we look at it, we expect England versus Argentina in the semi-final. On the other side, it's already been confirmed it's going to be France versus Spain. We look forward to having this. So day 29 is done. Spain are in the semi-final. France are waiting, as we discussed. Now we're playing England in Miami tonight, and Argentina face Switzerland in Kansas City. We will have the full recap tomorrow, and really looking forward to our predictions being right so we can have a blockbuster of a semi-final. See you guys.
Bye-bye.